Hello everyone, welcome to the second PUC online classes of Gopalswamy PU College, Mysore. I am Suma, economics lecturer. In today's session of second PUC economics, let us discuss about the topic of the demand curve in the case of single commodity, that is the derivation of the demand curve in the case of single commodity from the chapter theory of consumer behavior. So, you all know that what is demand? Demand is the need of a product. Each one of us have different types of demands on everyday, particularly related to the goods and commodities. So, each goods and commodity that creates a demand within us are the one which are really needed by us. So, for that we should know what are all the components of demand. So, the components of demand are the desire, the willingness to buy and the ability to afford. So, here the first one is desire. I should have the desire to have that product, or I should, being a consumer, I should have the desire to buy that product or desire to have the utility of that product. And the second important component of demand is that willingness to buy. Here I should have the willingness to buy. If I have the ability to afford, then the willingness will come on its own. So, the third component is able to afford, that is ability to afford. Here the ability comes from the income. So, the income comes from our earnings. So, each one of us are earning money because to spend on one or the other goods which are required by us. So, the demand for a product is highly dependent on the desire for that product, the willingness to buy and the ability to afford that product. Now, let us see what are the determinants of demand. You all know that the desire will not just fetch us the product, or the willingness to buy and the ability to afford will not help us to buy the product. There are some other determinants of demand also which operate the demand, and here let us see the determinants. The determinants are, the first determinant of the demand is that the price of the goods. Here the price of the good which I am intended to buy, the utility of which is needed by me is first checked. So, always we look at the price of the product before we buy it. The second determinant is price of the related goods. Here we not only look at the price of the product which we are intending to buy, but also the price of the related goods, and the third one is income of the consumer. So, this is very important, because if our pocket permits, then only we go for purchases. So, it is always the purchasing power of the individual through his income is the major determinant for the demand. So, it is a major determinant of demand. Here the determinant of demand is income of the consumer, and the last one is tastes and preferences. How far I may have different types of the products, I buy only that product which is according to my tastes and preferences. So, which is prepared or manufactured according to my tastes and preferences. So, here the priorities vary from person to person. The tastes of each individual person varies from the other person. So, I prefer to buy only those goods which are according to my taste only. So, totally there are four important determinants of demand. The first one is price of the goods. Second one is price of the relative goods. That is, if I am going to buy the vegetables, then I will check that particular vegetable for which I had gone to buy, and then I look at the price of the other vegetables too. But if the price of the product which I am going to buy is less, then I'll prefer to buy that one only, and then I don't check the price of the relative goods. When there is a price hike or when there is an imbalance in the price of the product which I am intending to buy, then I'll go for buying that. Let us see the question now. that is derivation of demand curve in the case of single commodity. So when we are going to buy a particular commodity, how do we have the demand for that product will be checked through this graph. So a demand curve is a graphical presentation of the demand for that product in connection with the price of that product. So here on the y axis the prices are written and on the x axis the quantities are written. You all know that people tend to buy more amount of goods, more quantity of goods when the price is less. So the law of demand, you all know that when the price is less the demand increases, and when the price is more the demand decreases. So there is a negative slope here. So now we can see a downward sloping curve. Higher the prices, the quantities are bought at lesser rate. So here the price is 40 rupees of a product, then only 5 kilos. The quantities are measured here in terms of kgs, that is kilos. The quantities are referred here as kg, that is kilogram. So if the price of the product is 40, then we buy only 5 kilo. If the price is 30 rupees per kilo, then we go for 15 kilo. And if the price of the good decreases to 20 rupees, then we can go for 30 kilo. And if the price still decreases to 10 rupees, then we can go for purchasing 50 kilo of the same product. So it goes on varying. If the price goes on decreasing, then we can go on buying the higher quantities of the price. So there is a negative relationship here. The negative demand slope is drawn here. It is based on the notion of diminishing marginal utility, because the diminishing marginal utility says you that the every additional successive consumption of the same unit decreases the utility derived out of that product. So this is the derivation of demand in the case of single commodity. Hence here the demand curve shows a negative slope, and this is explained in this diagram. So now let us see about the shifts in the demand curve. Now in this question let us discuss about the shift in the demand curve. So the question goes like this: explain the movement along the demand curve and the shift in the demand curve with the help of two diagrams. So for 6 marks this question can be asked. Here we should know what is the relationship between the price and the demand. So for that we should understand what is demand function. Demand function is the relationship between the amount of the good and the price, that is the amount of the good, that is the quantity of the good required, and the price when other things remaining constant or unchanged. You all know the determinants of demand, that is the determinants of demand are 4. They are the price of the goods, price of the relative goods, tastes and preferences, and the income of the consumer. So these are the 4 determinants of demand. Among these 4, the very first one is the price of the good. Here we know about the relationship in the demand function. We learn about the relationship between the amount of the good, the quantity of the good that we are going to purchase, and the price when other 3 determinants of demand are constant or they are remaining unchanged. Then at higher prices the demand decreases, and at lower prices the demand increases. At higher prices the demand goes on decreasing, and at the lower prices of the product the demand goes on increasing. So the relationship between the amount of the good and its price when the other things remaining unchanged. So here the other things are the income of the buyer, price of the other relative goods, and the tastes and preferences of the consumer, because here we are worried, or here we are explaining only about the price of that good. So now let us come to the diagram here. The diagrams are drawn like this, that on the x axis quantities are marked and on the y axis price is marked. So here also on the y axis price is marked and on the x axis the quantities are marked. If the price goes on increasing, the quantity goes on decreasing. The quantity that we are going to buy goes on decreasing. So there is a negative demand slope. So there is a negative slope in the demand curve. Here also you can see here the price was here and the quantity was here. So I'll explain you here. See here, suppose if the price is 40, then the quantity is 30 kilo, and if the price goes to 60, then the quantity goes on decreasing here. If the price increases, then we buy still lesser quantity. So then we can go for buying just 10 kilo of the product. So the demand is shifted here. So demand is shifted from here to here in this diagram. So when the price is 40 rupees, he purchased 30 kilo of the product, and when the price increased to 50 rupees, then he went to buy only 10 kilos of the same product, because you know that there is an inverse relationship between the price and the quantity purchased. So at higher prices the demands are less, and at lower prices the demand is more. So this is the movement of the demand curve and shift in the demand curve. The diagram A says you that the movement along the demand curve, and the diagram B says you the shift of the demand curve. Here the demand curve is written here, and here the demand curve is written here, and a shift of the demand curve is also written. So with the help of these two diagrams, you should explain about the shift in the demand curve. I wish to end today's session with a thought, and the thought is a good name is forever. Here we all know that we may earn lots of money and we may earn lots of fame and name and fame, but a good name is forever, because every time a person's attitude is judged when he is with other persons. So here a good name is forever, because to gain a good name there are lots of compromises and sacrifices that we have to undergo. So here we earn a good name by just being good to others and by being good to ourselves. So with this I conclude today's session. Thank you.